Na 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 na. Ruben Amorim, Amorim, Ruben Amorim. Na 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 na. Ruben Amorim, Amorim, Ruben Amorim. Come on, get in there, my son. What's going on, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little video for you. Live show here to discuss the latest breaking news this afternoon that Ruben Amorim has agreed a deal to be the next Manchester United permanent manager. Get in there, my son. No messing around today, to be fair, from Ineos and co. Getting this deal done swiftly. Obviously, they'd announced Erik Ten Hag sacking yesterday and Ruud van Nistelrooy would be in charge in the interim, which is obviously going to be for the Leicester game tomorrow, with every possibility that Ruben Amorim could be taking charge of that game against Chelsea at the weekend. You what? That is some swift stuff from Man United on this occasion. You know, obviously Erik Ten Hag's failed. They've sacked him off. It looks like they could have appointed a new permanent manager within a matter of days, which is absolutely unbelievable, to be fair. So fair play. You know, I like this, guys. I like that we've not fannied around and we've actually got a deal done in quick fashion. And obviously he seems like a good young manager. Time is going to tell, but certainly from what he's achieved so far over in Portugal, you'd say that there's definitely some good signs that he could go on and do some great things, which he's going to have to do if he's going to keep a long-term job at Man United. So yeah, but all the positives are there with his style of play and the stats over there in Portugal and the goals and the conceded and everything. So I'm looking forward to a change in emphasis at United. Get in there, my son. But anyway, before we get into everything, actually, do us a favour at the start of this stream. Smash that like button on it. We've got 100 legends in here already. Just at the start of the show, smash that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up. Help us get to 100 likes. Also, share us around on social media if you can. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat there. Give us a repost on x.com if you can. That'd be awesome. We'll shout you out later on in the show. And of course, get yourself subscribed. Get yourself in the chat. We're going to be dipping in and out the live show there, in the chat there, I should say, throughout the show. So have your say, guys. Hit the subscribe, only 6 away from 85,600 subs. Oh, yes. Right, let's get into it. So, by the way, everybody in the chat, sorry, I've not said hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Josh Lee, Danny Boy, Must Play, Aaron. Yes, indeed, getting in there with that repost, my son. Harry, Mark Coughlin, how you doing, lad? Johnny M, Lamonge, Kieran, Emily, Ibolito, Glazes Out, Diang Sham, and everybody else who's in here as well. Thank you for joining. So, look, Fabrizio just a short while ago confirming that this deal has been reached. Breaking, Manchester United are set to pay €10 million exit clause for Ruben Amorim to become the new manager. Here we go. Sporting confirmed formal communication received from Man United for Amorim to be appointed. Amorim has already said yes to Man United proposal and project. Let's go. And then after that, Florian Plettenberg just basically reiterated the same, that been told that all the final details about the transfer of Ruben Amorim to Manchester United will be clarified after the match against Nacional this evening. The transfer is expected to be fully completed and announced this week. Oh, yes. So tonight, they're obviously playing Nacional, and I think it's in the Portuguese Cup or whatever they're playing over there. So it'd probably be his swan song, his farewell. Quite interesting. Might tune into it, actually, just to see what sort of ending there is for him at Sporting there in terms of the style. Hopefully a good one. But yeah, so all looking good there. There are reports that it could be a 3-year deal that has been agreed here. United have presented apparently a 3-year deal contract to Ruben Amorim with a salary of about 7/8 million euros per year. Sporting have now lined up João Pereira to replace him. So, yeah, that was one of the sort of stumbling blocks of the deal, was to try and get a suitable replacement in there quickly on Sporting's part. They've obviously sorted that out. So, happy to allow Ruben Amorim to go for a release clause of around about 10 million euros. This is not cheap, guys. This whole situation has cost Manchester United a lot of money in changing the managers. I guess it's just a drop in the ocean compared to sort of what we do spend elsewhere. But yeah, nobody wants to have to spend 10 million euros to get a manager out of their contract at a different club, and then also have to pay off Erik Ten Hag the way we did. So this has been a costly exercise for Manchester United, but fair play to us getting in there and getting it done quick. Look, there's going to be a lot of people, I think, who are going to be like, oh, who's the Ruben Amorim job? You know what I mean? Ruben Amorim job, who's that? You know, Scousers mainly are going to be saying shit like this, aren't they? Or whoever, you know. There's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, he's only managed in Portugal, he's just a Portuguese Erik Ten Hag. You know, what's he going to do in the Premier League? Well, okay, but we haven't really seen that yet, you know. You don't know. Some managers come into the Premier League and they just do bits from the off. Some managers never adapt to the Premier League. So you never really know until the fish is in the river swimming, you know, whether he's going to float, sink, or go against the current. You just don't really know until it's happening. So let's just give him all the support we can. It looks like Man United have appointed this guy. It's going to be a new project, obviously, at the football club. We're probably going to have to play completely differently with the same set of players for a different while, for a little while, which is obviously going to be a challenge because a lot of these players are shite. But I believe that they can be unlocked and they can fulfill their potential with the right coach. By the way, thank you so much here for the super chat from Spin. Big up Spin. He says, shout out Michael Otter VAR for getting this deal done swiftly. Seriously though, Ineos can't be asked to do any of this interim manager malarkey, one out, one in. Well, fair play. Yeah, well said there, Spin. So, you know, it doesn't seem like they're prepared to really stick with an interim for any extended period of time. Interim is the word in this case. It's just a short-term thing, kind of like Carrick when he was in charge for a few games. But Rude's probably just going to get one game. Also, it'd be interesting to see what Ruben Amorim actually wants to do and sort of what the conversations have been in regards to the backroom staff at Manchester United, because often when a new head coach is appointed, they want to bring in their own backroom staff, the first-team coach and different coaches. So I wonder if that's going to happen or if he's just going to have to work completely with who he's got at Manchester United there, i.e. Rude and co. Maybe we have spent a shitload of money lately in terms of this whole manager debacle, so I don't think United are necessarily going to want to be buying out release clauses for, you know, kit men and stuff at this particular moment in time. But thank you for that super chat there, Spin. I appreciate it. One out, one in. I think it's a great thing that Man United aren't fanning around on this one, and you know, we've swung the axe very quickly to get the new manager in. If only we'd have had that same mentality with Dr. Eggman, maybe we would have been in a much better position than 14th place in the league right now if they were prepared to sack off that melt earlier on. But they did swing the axe eventually, and now they've obviously gone and got the new manager lined up in quick fashion. So fair play to him. Quick fashion, it's good. And as we said at the top of the show, like, there is every possibility he could be featuring in the dugout for Manchester United against the Chelsea Scummers at the weekend. Obviously, it won't be tomorrow. The understanding is at the moment that there's this deal that's been agreed between Sporting and Manchester United, and Ruben Amorim is going to be flying into Manchester probably tomorrow. Obviously, they've got this game tonight against Nacional. That'll be like his farewell, grand farewell, and then probably fly in to conduct all the, you know, all the formalities and get all the details done and signed and all that sort of stuff. Probably be tomorrow, which means that at the weekend he could well be in charge of Chelsea, maybe against Chelsea, maybe not. Maybe Ruud van Nistelrooy will still be in charge then, but certainly I think it's a very good chance that he will be. Smash a 1 in the chat, guys, if you think Ruben Amorim is going to be in the dugout managing Manchester United against Chelsea at the weekend. Get your thoughts in there. Smash a 1 if you think that is going to happen. Nice one. By the way, thank you, Chris Koo here, lad, for the super chat. Come on. Big up, Chris Koo. There is a God. We dodged the Southgate, Potter and other gash bullets. Now, hopefully we can start to believe again. So true, isn't it, Chris? There is a bit of a managerial minefield out there, yeah. Like, we could have got a shitter, couldn't we? Imagine if Ineos had just gone, you know what? Gareth Southgate, Pizza Hut paper baghead jobby, we like the cut of your jib. Let's give you the job. You know, he could have easily done, because he's a bit of a yes man. He's a bit of a, PR dream in the sense that he's just a bit of a, you know, he's not going to cause you any controversy, is he? So they could have easily gone for that, but I'm so glad that they didn't, mate. I think Amorim's actually a young, exciting manager with big potential in the game. I guess you could have said the same for Erik Ten Hag, but, you know, potential actually has to come into fruition. And Ten Hag's potential just turned into rotting, festering feces guff while he was here at the club. But yeah, big up yourself there. Thank you so much for Chris Koo there for the super chat. That's very nice. A few ones coming in the chat here. Yeah, people think he's probably going to be in charge here. Susan Knowlton, what's going on? Rob, Gattuso, Connor Walsh, Colin Allen, Nas. A lot of people think he will be. Sanjay Ramatar, how you doing? Bruce McIntosh. You hope they keep Doris the tea lady. I'm actually hoping that we go after somebody else's tea lady, mate. I reckon Doris has been letting the side down, man. You know, the standards have got to be set from the top down, really. And I'm sorry, Doris has been just letting the ball drop lately, mate. Giving out milky ones and stuff, you know. Sorry, but there's a point of no return with the milk. I like a milky cup of tea. But too much milk makes it too milky. Might as well have a cup of milk. Also, it makes the temperature too cold. You need to have a steaming hot cup of tea to begin with, guys. So Doris has been slacking. I say what we do is we go and we get the release clause paid out for Edna over at Coventry City. That's what I reckon. I hear she makes an absolute cracking cup of joe. So that's what I'm hoping for, mate. You know, Ineos not messing around here. See you later on, Doris. Go and get your job at Kettering Town, love. That's your level. You know what I mean? We got terrorist D-Lady anyway. Yeah, so that'd be nice. Right, so there you go, guys. We've got basically a potential for Ruben Amorim to be in charge of Manchester United against Chelsea. Could you imagine this? Now, I don't want to get too carried away. It's very unlikely that anybody who's come in just for a day or two before a big game against a good side like Chelsea, and they're doing all right at the moment, aren't they? It's very unlikely from where Man United were in terms of the position and the style and how we're playing as a team that we could actually go and beat them at the weekend. It's unlikely, especially with the new manager coming in. But you never know, guys. Wouldn't that be such an amazing thing if Ruben Amorim's first game in charge was against Chelsea and he beats them? Let's just hope for that, guys, please. Pray in hands that we smash up Chelsea Gummers under Amorim in his first game. It won't matter a jot if he doesn't, because it's not his fault, is it? Literally coming in for a day, still having to sort the team out, of course. It's going to take months, not days or hours. So it's not really going to mean anything, but it would be awesome if we could just see that. And maybe there will be like a change in mentality from the players. They've just had Erik Ten Hag sacked off from above them. You know, okay, you see posts from like people like Garnacho and Luke Shaw or Bruno Fernandes and these people thanking him and saying thanks for what you've done for me, boss, and all this sorts of guff. But ultimately, I'm sure some of them in that squad, at least some of them, are probably quite happy to see him gone, because his style and his coaching and his way of playing has not really been working at United, and they're the players that are playing in that team. And it is somewhat their responsibility as well, some of them more than others. But also the coach and the way in the system was probably a big problem, and some of these players like Bruno Fernandes probably looking forward to playing in a different system, in my opinion, because it's not been working for Bruno, has it? He hasn't looked comfortable for a while. So Bruno Fernandes with a fellow Portugueser. And let's face it, Ruben Amorim looks like he could be Bruno Fernandes' daddy. You know, or at least his older brother, probably his older brother, because he's actually only about 10 years older or whatever than Bruno Fernandes. So that would be #sus, you know. So, so he's not his daddy, but he is his brother, his older brother. He looks like him, you know. I mean, my brother said a funny thing yesterday. He said, why does Ruben Amorim just look like you've asked AI to make a generic Portuguese guy? You know what I mean? It looks like basically Bruno Fernandes' older brother, guys. Get in there. Bruno Fernandes must be loving Big Bro coming to the club. That's all I'm saying. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Right, so as I say, guys, you know, Fabrizio confirming that's the case. I will be looking and trying to update you throughout this show here in the short term, see if there's any other updates coming in. But it does look like the deal's agreed. Obviously, it will probably be finalised tomorrow or over the next 48 hours. They're playing Nacional tonight in Portugal. And so after that game, maybe he'll fly over, maybe he'll fly in tomorrow and sign. Jarvis Cocker, how you doing, you legend? He says, I will hold my judgment and I won't get carried away. Hyping him up won't help anyone. Fair play to you, Jarvis. I like your style. Yeah, well, he's got a lot to prove. I mean, what I like about him, this is the main thing that I like about him. He's not Erik Ten Hag. You know, that's the main thing I like about him. Look, you can take his record in Portugal with a massive pinch of salt because it's Portugal, it's not the Premier League. He's got one of the better teams out there as well to do bits with. But he has been doing some bits out there. If you look at the league table last season and you look at the league table this season and the fact they've scored 30 goals in 9 games and only conceded 2 and all this sort of stuff. Obviously, he looks like on paper that he's got bags of potential for a manager. But there is no point getting too carried away with this guy because he's coming into a totally different league in a ridiculous pressure cooker of a job where the challenge is probably as big as anywhere right now. You've got to try and re-establish Man United as a force in English football. That is not an easy task after 10 years of being pretty bang average shite and being currently 14th. So I agree. Let's not get too carried away, but at the same time, see you later on, Dr. Eggman. We've got ourselves a good young manager here with bags and heaps of potential. Can he fulfill that potential? Remember, as I said earlier on at the start of the show, when we signed Erik Ten Hag, he was in a similar sort of position to Amorim in the sense that he was considered a young manager with big potential who could go on and do great things in the game, and was ready to step up to a big club like Manchester United from Ajax. Similar situation, Sporting and Ajax, they're similar sort of statures, similar sorts of leagues in that sense. So there's a lot of similarities. He has to do it differently to Erik Ten Hag, doesn't he? He has to do it differently. What's going on there, Minoda, you legend? How you doing? I'm Don Berber getting in here. How you guys going? Have United fans that wanted Erik to lose games come back yet? Hashtag melts. I don't know. I don't know. But either way, I'm pretty sure some of them are going to be very happy, and some of them probably quite disappointed that we didn't stick with Erik Ten Hag, because I know some people who's just wanted us to stick with Erik Ten Hag until the end of the season regardless, but I think that was crazy with how we started. So Minoda, so if you're just getting in, I think that what is the most likely to happen right now is that Ruud van Nistelrooy obviously takes charge of the Leicester City game tomorrow, and then Amorim's got a game in Portugal tonight, probably be his last game. He'll fly over tomorrow or tonight after the game, get all of the details done and signed and everything, and then he probably will be in charge for the Chelsea game. But if not, then it will be that PAOK game in the Europa League on the Thursday night, the 7th of November. That will probably be his first game. But I think he'll be in charge for Chelsea, yeah. Just based on how swiftly it's moved. As we've said, Fab has said that there's an agreement already done now. The exit clause has been agreed. Sporting confirmed that formal communication received from Man United for Amorim to be appointed. Amorim's already said yes. And Florian, just a few moments before the stream, said that all the details about the transfer of Ruben Amorim to United will be clarified after the match against Nacional this evening. The transfer is expected to be fully completed and announced this week. So every possibility that he is in the dugout against Chelsea, but also it wouldn't be a surprise if he's not, and Ruud van Nistelrooy's got 2 games, and, then we see Amorim come in for that Europa League tie next week. That's probably quite likely also. Not really, Sam. They can't still tank the deal, not now, because there's an agreement in place. They've said yes to the amount that we're compensating them for their manager. They've already looked at their new replacement manager as well. I guess they could, but the reality is no, because what's that going to do to Amorim? Amorim's, if he's already said yes to United and he wants to go and he wants to continue with that project, it's a bit of a kick in the bollocks if you just dangle this big carrot and then say, no, actually, we're keeping you. So I don't think that's going to happen, mate, no. We haven't messed around with this Amorim situation. We were wondering, who are Manchester United actually going to appoint? There'll probably be like a period of Ruud van Nistelrooy being the interim manager where he's overseeing things just until we can actually decide who is going to be the permanent manager long term. And these decisions don't come easy. And there was a big list of people on the list of next potential managers like Xavi and whoever, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was on the list, Thomas Frank, the list goes on and on and on. There's a big short list of potential next managers, Gareth Southgate and all the rest, Potter, etc. In the end, though, I think United probably have appointed one of the better choices out of all that was available to us because of the potential that this manager has and the record that he's got in a short time over in Portugal. But it is Portugal, so that is a big asterisk. Yeah, true, says JJM42, lad. Absolutely. The question is, will United spend the money for him like with Ten Hag? Good question there. Probably not this season, Abradam, I wouldn't imagine. If they are going to give him some money, maybe in January to sign someone, it's probably not going to be a great amount. Maybe they'll allow him to go and get like Gyökeres or whatever, or someone or some player in from his old side, or but I'd imagine that he's kind of got to come in and do the job with what he's got available to him for this season, and probably we won't even be in the business to sign anyone in January. And then in the summer, then yes, we will be able to spend heavily there, and he'll probably be able to sign whoever he wants in the summer to a degree. But I can't imagine, based on who we signed in the summer, the amount of money they've allowed Erik Ten Hag to spend. Erik Ten Hag absolutely proper tanked us, didn't he? What a bottle merchant. Like with the players that he ended up signing, it's a heck of a lot of money that he wasted for us. Now we've got to try and get rid of some of these gash bags like Mason Mount or Anthony Dos Santos or any of these guys that are just crap and cost loads of money. And because we spent all that money on those players, we don't have the money to go and spend on actual quality players for the new guy. So the whole situation there, they shouldn't have continued to back him for as long as they did, and they certainly shouldn't have spent the money on him in this last summer transfer window. Because now we've got to sort of reset again, and now the new manager's got a different project. He's going to have to come in, assess the squad, decide who's good enough and who he wants to continue with stylistically and all that kind of thing. And then he's got to try and move out players that have only really just come in and that are on way too much money for the actual quality of player that they are. So basically stuck with them guys for a couple of years. It's absolutely wank when you think about it like that. It's very frustrating. So it's not even realistic that we can generate cash by selling someone like Mason Mount in Jan or Andre Onana in Jan. It's not even realistic because of how much we spent and how much they're paid. So yeah, good luck with that. So because of that, I can't see us spending a huge amount of money this season for Amorim. Maybe in the summer. Yeah, maybe in the summer, but I don't think so. I'll ask the chat though, guys. Let's ask the chat. How much money do you think is available to Ruben Amorim in January to spend? He is the new coach. Maybe they will say to him, look, it's not far until January. We are going to let you have a player or two, to start with. Maybe they'll give him 50 mil. Maybe they'll give him 30 mil. Maybe they'll say, hey, if you can sell whoever in Jan, you can keep that cash and whatever. I don't think it's going to be a lot of money available to him, though, in January, guys. A left-back is a must. Yeah, spot on, to be fair, lad. 20 mil, 100 mil, 0, says Hightool. 70 million. I mean, that'd be cool. I would like to see that Stephen Shipman. Yeah, 70 million would be nice. Go get a decent player or two. He won't spend in January. One transfer signing, maybe. Yeah, I'm with you there. If they are going to get anyone, probably just be one guy on the cheap. Hightool says 0. Chris says 1,500 mil. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so thanks, guys, for getting in there. J United, how you doing, you legend? He reckons 60 million. Yeah, it'd be nice. Enough for Guy Keres. Yes, mate. Well, there you go. So, great goal-scoring form. That's the sort of player, obviously, that is going to be high on our list now because of the link with him and the manager and everything in the previous club. So, yeah, you do see that a lot of the times when there's a manager come over from... Look at what happened exactly with Erik Ten Hag and Ajax. Now, I'm not exactly saying we should just go and raid Sporting for all their players, but, picking the best one or two players, I am okay with that. I am okay with that. And if he wants to go and sign him, great. The reality is we need a lot more goals in the squad and we don't have them. Hello there. What's going on, you legend? Miss you, man. Hello there, Keanu Steve. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining, you absolute Don. How's you? Guys, if you are just joining right now, we have 279 legends in here. We're nearly at 100 likes on the show. Let's get that ratio up there, my friends. Get your likes out. Get your likes out. Get your likes out for the lads. Hit the thumbs up button on the stream if you're just joining us live, guys. Drop a thumbs up. It's free and helps boost us up the algorithm competing with clickbait wankers. So do give us a big thumbs up. And also subscribe if you're new. We're only 5 people away now from 85,600. Get yourself subscribed. Do give us a share over here on x.com as well. There is the link to repost if you can. That'd be much appreciated. I'll shout you out a bit later on. Nice one. You reckon 2 players max in January? Enough for chips and gravy. RBSK, how you doing? I know. I've got to get rid of that Erik Ten Hag emoji. My bad. What do you reckon we should replace it with? Do you reckon we should replace it with the old David De Gea? I mean, the old fucking enjoy it, my son. No, we'll have a look. I don't know. I guess we're just going to do a straight Amorim for Ten Hag swap, aren't we? That's probably what we're going to do emoji-wise, yeah. Although the Amorim emoji that small is just going to look like Bruno Fernandes, so maybe I should have Bruno Fernandes. I don't know. Yeah, precisely, J United. So we should be seeing, pressing from the front. We should be seeing tightness at the back. 3 at the back system, probably a 3-4-3, probably implemented if you look at what he's done at Sporting. And they don't concede a lot and they score a lot. So if we can try and do that, United, brilliant. It's a big task to actually change United to play that way, though. So let's hope he's up to it. Yeah, FIFA Don. Is this the end of Anthony? Well, he's another one. It probably is not the end of Anthony, because how are you going to get Anthony gone? I could see Anthony sold in the summer. My future prediction for Anthony, this is it. He gets sold back to Ajax because he was good for them over in the Dutch league. Because let's face it, not the best league. He was actually good over there for them. And he had Erik Ten Hag as best bud. This is my prediction. Erik Ten Hag, by the start of next season, is the new manager of Ajax again. I think that happens by the start of next season. And because of that, he probably wants to go and get Anti Dos Gastos, his golden child, back in the team for, I don't know, a cut price of 25 million euros. Somewhere like that, even though we paid 85 million for the guy. I think that's what happens with Anti Dos Santos. I don't think he's good enough to force his way back into the side. He is here. He is on big money. He has got a contract, so he's got a place in the squad for now because of that. But I can't imagine the new manager's going to go, yeah, let's start playing that fidget spinner Melt who only got 1 goal in 30 games last season. I just can't really imagine that's going to happen. Maybe he will give him a chance, but I don't think he's actually well-rounded enough to play at the top level, Anti Dos Santos. So I can see him going back to Ajax in a year's time. And Mount also would be fantastic if we could get him. Get Sancho back. Well, that's quite interesting, Song. So as far as I'm aware, the situation with Jadon Sancho is that he's obviously out on loan at Chelsea, isn't he? But what was it? Was it an obligation to buy that they signed him with, or was it just an option to buy? But if it's an obligation to buy, obviously we probably will be seeing the back of him. But if not, then it'll be quite interesting to see if he comes back and the new manager gives him a chance. Colin says, yeah, Piggy, good shout. If we don't buy an actual left-back in January, same shit, different season. Yeah, good call Yorkshire Cowboy, my son. I agree with you. We do need to get that left-back in there. Yeah, that's insane, isn't it? Will Gary Neville be assistant Pig? No, don't think so. He's going to go to a Dutch club for sure. Don't need another left back. I think we do need another left back, Jay, because of like the injury issues we've got in that position. You know, if we get 1 or 2 extra injuries, you know, what happens if Dalot gets an injury or Mazraoui gets an injury? You know, Luke Shaw's just an absolute injury-prone merchant. So is Malacia. No, I think we do need a left back. We've got that young Amas, right? He should have been given some opportunities this season. But yeah, that's true. Put Harry Amas on the left. Give the youth their chance. I agree with you, Sham. He looked good in pre-season, didn't he, boss? Yeah. I don't know. You see, I don't actually know the intricacies of that particular deal there, Sung Lee. I thought it was an obligation to buy, but I suppose there's always an out, you know, if you decide, or surely Chelsea, although it's an obligation to buy, surely there's certain, like, I don't know, certain conditions that need to be met in order for that to be satisfied for the point, you know, what if he just gets an anterior cruciate ligament injury on day 1 and is out for 2 years, they don't have an obligation to buy then, do they? Because he wouldn't be able to pass his medical and that sort of stuff. So there is ways around it, I'm sure. Yeah. Imagine Amorim turns Anthony into a left wing back as we don't have anyone. Mate, that would be absolutely a touch of class. He's a left-footed man. I mean, you know, it's not even the worst idea in the world, Chrissy J. We're talking about like Antonio Valencia vibes, but over on the other side. Only difference is Antonio Valencia could actually cross a ball, mate. Antonio Valencia was actually quality. Yeah, Berber says Chelsea have to buy if they finish higher than 14th. Right, yeah, there you go. That's the stipulation, is it? So if they finish higher than 14th, Sancho has to go. Yeah, I don't think Sancho's coming. Why are we talking about Jadon Sancho anyway? The guy's a gash bag. Luke CX, how you doing, you legend? Do you think the fans will get on Amorim's back if he doesn't come in and solve all United's problems and label him a Liverpool, Chelsea, Bayern reject? Yeah, yeah, but that's going to take a lot of time. I think everyone's going to have to realise, and does realise, that this guy's not expected to come in and just flick a switch and everything's going to be instantly okay. It is a project again. It's a new project, so we got to reset again. So I think we all know it's going to take a bit of time for whoever's in the job. But ultimately, after 2 years. If he's had the job for 2 years, like Ten Hag, and spent a lot of money, and if ultimately we're not where we need to be, we'll have to say that, well, we might have to look at somebody else in a couple of years. But we're not even going to talk about that right now. What's the point? He's only just coming in, and we're trying to look at it from a positive point of view. I think he's going to be good, and let's hope he's amazing. And if he's not amazing, well, then we'll have to address that in the future. But we're certainly going to give him time. We're not going to be calling for Amorim out for at least a year or 2, mate. You've got to allow these people to, unless he has an absolute stinker and gets us relegated or something. But he's got to, of course, reach a certain standard at United. You have to get results even while you're having a project and building. But you just want to see progress, but you also have to be getting a certain standard whilst you're United manager. But I think we'll all give him time to actually do that. Yeah. Only because Cristiano Ronaldo left. Interesting. This manager will get a pass for this season, and next season will be when he's judged. Yeah, that's so true, Herb. That's it. This season will just be about like steadying the ship, trying to change the foundations and the style, and just like the mentality of the team. And it will be trying in the summer, I guess, to get rid of a couple of melts that he doesn't want and to sign a couple of people in the summer. He's probably not signing anybody before then, though. So I agree with you, Herb. He's got a pass here until then. It's just about really changing this United side as much as he possibly can with the way we play and everything this season and getting us back on the right track. He has to come in and deal with the team that we've got. He doesn't have the luxury that Erik Ten Hag had, really, which is to just go out there and sign 600 odd million quid's worth of players in a couple of years. He probably doesn't have that luxury. So yeah, now it's on him to just try and work with this squad. Good luck to him. I don't care about results. I want to see good attacking football. Me too, Ezio, yes. I'd rather we lose games 5-4 than 1-0 or 2-1 like we did the other day. To be fair, we were unlucky the other day against West Ham. We could have scored a few in the first half, but even so, across the board, generally over the last year, so many times you've seen us play shite, depressing, guff, sidey, passy, rubbish, crap, boring, non-attacking football. So we want to see a change in emphasis. We want to see us start playing with a bit of bollocks, don't we? No, you're absolutely right, Jay United. You're absolutely right, lad. Piggy, don't forget the main problem. The Glazers, 11 years since Alex, 9 odd managers, billions spent. A lot is on them. That cannot be overlooked. They have to go. It's time. Jay, I'm with you. I would love to, mate. Good luck getting rid of those twats, though. They just sit in their ivory towers in a different nation with the club registered in the bloody Cayman Islands, and they just cream that cash, mate. They cream that cash. It's a cash cow to them, mate. They don't give a shit, and they legally own the football club. The only way that you can force them out is if there was, like, some fundamental change with UK law. Like, the government decide, hey, you know what? Fuck off shithouse Glazers. You can't force them out. They legally own the club. That's what's so gash about this, mate. They legally own it, so they have the final say, really. Unless they're prepared to sell it, or if Ineos are going to do like a staggered takeover where they're just buying bits and pieces until eventually become majority shareholders, etc., then, I don't really see that happen anytime soon. The Glazers clearly want to keep the club. They clearly know that the future of this club is going to make them a lot of money if they just keep hold of it, and it's only going one way. Now, they had their opportunity to get out. They could have sold, obviously, to Qatar the whole thing for, what was it, 5 billion or somewhere in that region in the summer. They could have sold, I suppose, to Ineos the entirety of their stake, but they didn't. They wanted to keep that stranglehold on the football club. So, yeah, they're not going anywhere, mate. As much as it would be amazing, and that is the biggest reason, absolutely the biggest reason. 20X's TV says 3-4-3 with this team. I think it could work well. I do. I think it could work well. Once Yoro's back, you've got Yoro, Martinez, and De Ligt probably playing, in the back three. And we've got great players like Maz Rui. We've got, obviously, players that can play good jobs as inside forwards, hopefully on paper anyway. People like Rashford, people like Garnacho, and then, obviously... Yeah, I actually think it could work with the current players that we've got. Luke says, Piggy, how compatible do you think the current squad is? Right, yes, perceiving style, playing style. Yeah. I think it could be quite good. Obviously, it's going to take a bit of time to transition. But from what I understand is that the Ruben Amorim style is he likes his teams to press from the front. And Man United have got players to be able to do that. If you think about someone like Bruno Fernandes, what a good sort of pressing player high up the pitch. He's good at that sort of stuff. I think he's going to be able to utilise that style into the squad anyway, if that makes any sense. You don't care about results. Results are going to be secondary for a while, right? We're 14th in the league. We've already fucked this season. The season's done. We've gashed this season up. It's already over as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we've still got a chance, I suppose, to win a cup or something, but good luck trying to get top 4. I think the best we can hope for now is probably 6th or 7th. That would actually be okay from where we are now, I suppose. There's still a lot of the season left. But, yeah, I could see us finishing 5th or 6th and being okay with that based on the start we've had to the season. Where do you think we're going to finish, guys? Where do you think we're going to finish? But just to answer what you said, I do have to say that I think... the results are going to be secondary for a little while because we have to just focus on changing style and try and play attacking football, and the results might not come for a little bit, but I don't see how they could be any worse actually. Like I said, I think what this team needs is just a big rocket up the bum. They need somebody to come in and just fundamentally change the way we're playing, and also the focus and the mentality, just to be a bit gung-ho and go for it and just motivate the team to actually attack. Rashford is done. Yeah, maybe, but I think he's going to get a fair chance under the new manager. He's on 350k a week. We can't sell him right now, so pretty sure he's going to get a fair chance under the new guy. But yeah, Rashford, I agree with you, Bruce. Rashford's been shite lately, and he's on his last legs at United. He's on his last chance. He's on thin fucking ice, my pedigree chum. So I think pretty sure he's not going to get too long unless he starts to perform. We lack fitness at the moment. Yeah, that's fair. Also, injury problems creeping in. Sixth is possible, says Son. Wow, G-Wolf saying third. Well, I love your optimism, G-Wolf. That's beautiful, lad. Blazing Zari thinks sixth place. Like your style. Only 7 points off Arsenal. That's true. That is true. There's not a lot in it there. You're absolutely right. A few good wins on the bounce and it changes everything. So that is true. I suppose top four still on, but if I had to say, I say 6th or 7th because I can't see Ruben Amorim being able to come in and just instantly change Man United's fortunes to get us winning regularly. I think he will get us playing differently and we will win some games along the way and we'll get better and better. That's what I think. That's the whole point of this anyway. But I don't think we're going to just be like bang on it, winning loads of games, climbing up the table all the way to the end where we get top four. That would be amazing though. Imagine if he does that. If he does that, then yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. I agree, Bruce. Top 6 would be an achievement. Yeah, I agree. Not today, JM. No, he's got a game over there in Portugal tonight, Sporting versus Nacional, and that is going to be his farewell game by all accounts anyway. Do you know what nemesis means? Rashford, Shaw, Fernandes, get rid. Let's go, Kevin Kilburn. Love that. Your keyboard writing random words today. Right, I'm going to get into the live chat for a couple of minutes, guys, and read out your thoughts and opinions finally here. Keep subscribing. We need 3 more subscribers. That could be you. Hit the subscribe button if new. Keep smashing the likes, guys. We've just hit 150 likes. Let's aim for 200 thumbs ups on the stream. I'm going to go over and shout out everyone who's reposted on x.com as well. Big up to the legends over here. Thank you so much to these guys. Let's see who it is. Sanjay Ramatar, you legend. Kieran, Vincent Bullock, and Aaron Homeyard. Thank you guys very much indeed for helping us share the show out there, you beasts. Right, let's read a few more comments out. Before I do, I'll just cover what we've talked about in this stream. Fab, here we go. Deal agreed earlier on before this show started. Manchester United set to pay 10 million euros exit clause for Ruben Amorim to Manchester United as the new manager. Here we go. Sporting confirmed the formal communication received from Man United for Amorim to be appointed. Amorim has already said yes to Man United proposal project. Ruben Amorim, Ruben Amorim. So we got him agreed and he wants to come. That's great. Florian said it's all sorted as well. Florian Plettenberg, a few minutes before this show, says, been told that all the final details about the transfer to Ruben Amorim to United will be clarified after the match against Nacional tonight. Farewell game for him. The transfer is expected to be fully completed and announced this week. So the expectation is at the moment, guys, that he could well be in the dugout to manage against Chelsea at the weekend. Ooh. Could you imagine that turnaround? Fair play to Ineos on this occasion. They haven't slept on this, have they? They've got this done pretty damn quick. They haven't messed around. It's thought at the moment, obviously we have to wait for clarification, confirmation, but that he has been presented with a 3-year contract offer. So 3-year deal of approximately around about 7 to 8 million euros per season. Sporting have now lined up João Pereira to replace him. And as I said earlier on as well, it's thought that he could well be in charge against Chelsea. Apparently that's what we want. This is what Record in Portugal are reporting as well, that he could well be in charge against Chelsea. So yeah, happy days, guys. There you go. All agreed. I suppose it's not completely finalised just yet. He has to fly in. They have to sign the paperwork. And of course, everything needs to be agreed finally between the two clubs. But it does look like obviously there's an agreement in place anyway. So yes, agreed. Soon will be done. Maybe tomorrow you'll see him unveiled as the new Manchester United manager. If not, then probably the day after. Because, yeah, as I say, he's taking charge of his last game tonight. Then he'll be packing his bags and jetting over to Manchester and getting the deals done. So there you go, guys. Ruben Amorim, new Manchester United manager. No messing from Ineos this time around. See you later on, Erik Ten Hag. Ruud van Nistelrooy just literally fulfilling his task as an interim for a game, maybe 2. Maybe he will be in charge against Chelsea, Ruud that is, and perhaps Amorim takes charge of his first game in the Europa League against PAOK on November 7th. But likeliness is probably against Chelsea just because the deal's already been agreed and it seems to be moving quite quickly, doesn't it? So yeah, Sunday, or is it Saturday or Sunday, whatever day we're playing the Blues, I think it's Sunday, then that's probably more than likely when he's going to be in there, guys. get in. So it's a done deal, just needs to be finalised, and it's agreed and everything. So yeah, happy days. Let's get into the live chat here and see what you guys are saying. Thank you, Gungshi, for getting in there and doing some moderating legendrosity. How you doing today, the Don? Gungers hanging in there, lurking. The guy never learns. Absolutely, the guy never learns, mate. It's a disgrace. Right, let's see what you guys are saying. Paul, you're not happy. So what are you not happy about, Paul? You're not happy about the appointment of this manager. Is that it? I mean, to be fair, we have to reserve judgment. It's not like this guy's the best thing since, I don't know, Jose. He's not won a Champions League. You know, he's not a Portuguese young manager coming over who's just won the Champions League. He has won some things. He's won a couple of Portuguese leagues. He's won a couple of Portuguese cups. He's won some stuff. His teams play good stuff. And also, in terms of like the stats and everything, it's very positive, very, very positive. Lots of goals, little goals conceded, all great positive stats. Stylistically sounds good. However, in terms of actual reputation and also experience within the game, he's coming in very green and inexperienced compared to some. You know, he has experience in management at a good level, but the Premier League and Manchester United is a totally different kettle of fish. So yeah, from an experience point of view, I'm a little bit concerned. But if you're good enough, then it doesn't matter, does it? Jose came over to Chelsea from Porto after winning the Champions League and did absolute bits for years. So you have to say that if you're good enough, it doesn't really matter what age you are, how little experience you are. You just got to coach that team well and hopefully grow the squad and develop the team and etc. If he can do that and be fundamentally a good coach, then he's got a great opportunity at United to go on and try and bring back our glory days. And it's, you know, there's no club that compares really to Manchester United. Maybe it's just because I've been a lifelong United fan, I have that sort of feeling of bias. But it's a special club, guys. It's a special club in a lot of ways, you know. We come back from adversity. That's what we do in our history. Whether it's the Munich air disaster and then winning the European Cup final 10 years later almost to the day. You know, it's like we come back from adversity. We've had our spells in the past of absolute shite. We've had a rough spell in the 70s and 80s and that kind of stuff. And then guess what? The 90s was absolutely unbelievable. The noughties was incredible. Like, one day, Man United will get back to our best. One day. Let's just hope that this guy is a catalyst to help us do that. You know, kind of like Klopp was at Liverpool. It took Liverpool decades to be able to get back to the point that where they were winning Premier League trophies. You know, it took them decades. They still only managed to do it once in 32 years. But even so, it took them a long old time. Klopp was the catalyst that did that. They tried and tried and tried with many managers before that. From Houllier and, you know, Brendan Rodgers and Roy Hodgson and Kenny Dalglish and, you know, the Spanish waiter and everyone. They've tried and they had some good coaches in there, but it just never really quite clicked and they just never really were able to do it until Jurgen Kloppy Floppy Jalopy came along and it was just the right fit and he was able to actually build and progress season to season until they reached the point. It didn't happen overnight, no, far from it, but until they reached the point where they were actually title challengers again and being able to win things. So fair play, that's what we need to do. Hopefully this guy can be that sort of catalyst for us. But it's not going to be an easy job. That's been proven by people like Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, David Moyes, all these experienced coaches coming in and failing. That's been proven. Thank you, Ronnie, for subscribing to the channel. Yes, Ronnie. Thank you, Anders, for subscribing to the channel. Yes, Anders. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you, Arn there. We have hit 85,600 subscribers. So, break out the red panties. It's red panty night. The live chat's got us all those subscribers, baby. That's awesome. Cheers, that, guys. Yeah, it was a big mistake bringing Erik back. I agree with you, RBSK. Yeah, they should have just cut and run then in the summer. Thanks for the FA Cup. A la Louis van Gaal. Now, see you later on, son. Remember the Houllier and Roy Evans joint effort? What was that all about? Yeah, there's been some strange stuff going on over the years. Anyone who's better than Erik Ten Hag says yellow and green scarves. At this stage, I agree. Yeah, Mark says read some fucking text out. That's what I'm doing, Mark Adams. That's what you're on about. You what? Ten Hag left United with better players than those who were here after Ollie left. I guess so. Arguably. I don't know, though. You say that, but, you know, Rafael Varane was a top-class player. Cristiano Ronaldo came into the club, one of the best players in the world. So I don't know. Craig Herbert says, I feel we need to give him a chance. Alex Ferguson was a young manager when he came in. Yes, but Alex Ferguson had won European trophies with Aberdeen and also managed to win the Scottish League with Aberdeen. So he had done some exceptional things as a young manager. But yes, absolutely, you're right. Still one more than Arteta. Fair play. When you think about Ten Hag, he's left the club in a cloud of smoke, a bit of a disgrace, I suppose, at the end, leaving us in 14th and awful European record and all the rest of it. But you actually still can't take away the fact that he did win us 2 trophies, so fair play, lad. The managers we've had were successful companies rebuilding, absolutely. The Yorkshire Cowboy says if we'd have sacked him after the FA Cup, we wouldn't have bought effing Xerxes. He's shit. Well, maybe he is shit, but time will tell on that one. He's certainly been pretty crap so far, yeah. And it's definitely a Ten Hag player. But the new coach can have to try and develop him regardless. Is it possible we can bring in new players for the new manager? I don't see it until the summertime, mate. No, maybe they'll bring in one player in Jan, maybe that guy Keres or whatever you could see. But realistically, we're not going to do a lot of business until we start getting players out. We have to actually find new homes for a lot of the Ten Hag signings now. Half of Ten Hag signings are probably fine to stay with us and develop, certainly the new players, people like, Ugarte and stuff like that. But we know some of the players that Erik Ten Hag signed are just not good enough for us. We know Mount's a shitbag. We know Antidos Gastos is gash. So, yeah, we've got to try and move some of those out before we can think about replacing them with big money players. What if Amorim turns up at his first game rocking a gilet? Oh, don't do it. Please. No. Could you imagine? I don't even want to think about that, Gongshi. That is a horrible thought. I do not want to think about Amorim coming in wearing a gilet. What I will say is I've done a bit of research. I have Googled him a lot. I've looked for images of this guy for thumbnails, and I haven't been able to find a picture of him wearing a gilet right now. I've seen him wearing a padded jacket, which is gilet-esque, but it's not a gilet. So, so I feel like it'd be okay, Gungshi, I don't think he's a gilet wearer. So I think we're okay on that front. He actually looks like a bit of a stylish bastard after time, this guy. He's smart casual. Bit of smart cash, Ruben Amorim, mate. I would for a fit. You think it's super risky bringing Amorim in, says Andy. He's really inexperienced at top level, and the Portuguese league isn't a top league. Yeah, no, it is a risk. Yes, it is a risk. I guess it was a risk, bringing in, Arne Slot for Liverpool, or us last time bringing in Ten Hag. Similar situations. Managers with potential, young managers coming in from lesser leagues who have to try and do it in the Prem. Yeah, but it's just because he's not got the experience doesn't mean that he's going to fail. And just because he had loads of Premier League experience doesn't mean a manager is going to succeed. So we have to see how he takes to it, how he adapts. But I agree, he doesn't have the experience, but so what? Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them still melt when they come in and can't actually be successful in the Premier League. Others take to it well and adapt and manage to do it. My brother says, I'm going to super kick you in the face next week. Pratt. All right. Okay, fair enough. No, we'll see about that. Next week, you become Pikachu, mate. All right? How soon will Anthony Maguire, Mount and Onana Rashford be moved along to other clubs? Not quickly, I don't think, pal. Not quickly, due to the fact they're paid so much money, and it's hard to sell all of them. I could see out of that list, I could see Rashford being wanted by PSG or something. But who's going to want Anthony? Only Ajax wants Ten Hag's back there. And Maguire, he's probably just going to leave at the end of his contract on a free anyway, and then sign for whoever for a better deal. Mason Mount's more or less unsaleable unless you're prepared to basically just give him away. But we paid 60 million for him a short time ago. So yeah, no, I don't think any of those players are that saleable. Pig's going to be Amorim out first match if he does, or if he's rocking a gilet. Yeah, absolutely. You think Portuguese better than the Gash Dutch League? Definitely Ezio. Yeah. I do. I think the Portuguese League's better. They've got a better history. They've got better teams. I mean, obviously, if you think about the Dutch League, they've got some big teams, historically speaking. Now, I'm not talking about right now necessarily, but historically speaking, their best teams, their biggest teams are like PSV, Ajax, That's basically it, isn't it? They got some, yeah. PSV Eindhoven and Ajax are their two biggest clubs. Whereas you look at the Portuguese league, teams like Benfica, teams like Sporting, teams like Porto. I'm pretty sure Porto and Benfica have won the Champions League before in the past. 100%. Benfica back in the days of, Eusebio and shit like that. And then also you got, we played them in the 68 Cup final for a start. But then also, Feyenoord, good shout. Feyenoord's a big Dutch club, to be fair. But it's not really the same level, is it? I think that those bigger Portugal clubs are just bigger stature than the Dutch clubs, personally. But yeah, Feyenoord's obviously a big club as well. Feyenoord, Ajax, PSV. But in terms of the overall quality of the league, it's not that great. Then again, they do produce good talents over there. 20. Braga in Portugal as well. Yeah, SC Braga is another one. RZ Alkmaar. Yeah, but now we're just getting down to the shit teams. Okay, they might have done some stuff in the past, but they're not historically big teams. That's all I'm saying, is there's only a few big teams in each of these leagues. They're comparable leagues, though, but if I had to say, I'd say the Portuguese league is slightly above the Dutch league in terms of quality, 100%. The top 4 to 5 Portuguese teams are better than the Eredivisie. I agree with you, Ronnie. I agree with you, yeah. At least I won't have to see Conehead in press conferences. Absolute mon, not any longer. He was City's top target. So you're talking about Amorim, are you? Well, there were some reports maybe he was holding out for Pep to leave and then go to City. Apparently Liverpool wanted him in the summer, or were at least discussing the possibility of bringing him in before going with Slot. So he is a wanted manager. We never signed anyone from Sporting, who we then regretted getting. Bruno, CR7, all successors. Interesting. Is there anyone that goes against that? So Nani came from Sporting as well, didn't he? He was awesome. Bruno, Bruno, he started off a success. He's got a little bit of a turnaround to be finishing as a success, to be fair. But yeah, fair enough. Portuguese League equals Scottish League. Bayern wanted him too, said no to them. Dutch League is absolutely horrendous for 4 to 5 years. Nani as well. Could be massive pig. It could also be gashtastic capitulation, supreme belt bag horror. True, let's see how it goes. It's a flip of the coin. It's a bit of a risk, but we've gone with a manager with big potential who's young and seems good on paper. And it's another Ten Hag situation where you're hoping they do well. There's no experience. It's not an Emery. It's not an Ancelotti. It's somebody completely different. It's a younger manager with potential. So yeah, there's still ways it can go wrong, but let's get behind him anyway. Figo, Quaresma, players. Lindelof came from Portuguese League 2. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. First thing first, though, Fernandes, whining Petty. So, well, hopefully Amorim, puts his arm around him and says, hey, little brother, what are you doing? Mum's not going to be happy you keep throwing a strop like this every day. Sort yourself out, lad. Puts his arm around him because he literally looks like his big bro. Netherlands ahead of Portugal in UEFA League rankings. Interesting. Yeah, okay, but I don't agree with that personally, but fair enough. Yep, Ronaldo came from Sporting. Precisely. Anyway, guys, we're basically going to wrap this stream up, but just wanted to jump on and cover the news about Amorim. We've nearly hit 200 likes on the stream. Thank you, everyone who's hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We did hit 85,600 during the stream. Get it there, you legends. Make sure you guys come back after this stream is finished and have your say in the not live comments section. Get your thoughts and opinions in there. I don't know what I'm going to do later on, guys. I might well do a preview for the game tomorrow, coming around about 10 p.m. Or I might even watch the Sporting Nacional game. I don't know yet. But keep a lookout on the channel. Make sure you click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of the streams. Also, drop the like before you go. Hit the subscribe, all that. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United on all platforms. But yeah, just if you're just joining us, guys, Amorim to United has been agreed. And now he's going to take charge of his final game over in Portugal against Nacional for Sporting for his final farewell. Then hop on a plane, realistically, tonight or tomorrow morning to Manchester to complete the finalisations of the deal, and then he will be unveiled as the new United manager, hopefully in time for the Chelsea game. What is this? Make super chats more fun with a goal. What? Sully Griffin, thank you so much for getting in here raw with a super chat, lad. Get in there. Thank you so guys, can we get some... Sorry, I've seen a new pop-up there I've never seen before. Sully says he seems like an exciting hire and will inject more excitement, but is he a culture changer? The culture at United is toxic. Can he make a difference in that department? Tough ask, isn't it? Look, so many managers have come in before and tried and failed. So it's a tough ask. But somebody's got to have the cojones to do it eventually, right? I don't know what this is, guys. Hang on, what's this? Oh, wow. Well, that's insane. No, there's a new Super Chat goal thing, guys, that they've brought in on YouTube. Make Super Chat more fun with a goal. Set a goal to engage with your audience in a new way. Once you reach your goal, celebrate with your community. What a bunch of money-grabbing bastards! I feel like a right knob having a Super Chat goal up in there in the corner. Oh, Super Chat goal for this stream is $100. I can't do that, guys. I can't do that. Anyway, but fair enough. YouTube brought some bullshit super chat goal in. Nice. Just happened to pop up there. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Sonny Griffin, for your super chat at the end of the stream. Thank you, everyone who's got in here. Thanks for the moderators for moderating the show. You're all a bunch of absolute legends. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the Hamada, the Bacon Brigade, the Sausage Soldiers. Shout out all the members of this channel for supporting the show. And we smashed 200 likes. Get in there. Nice one. Cheers for that, Sully, as well. Thank you, Jabba, Gregory, Colin, all the members. Big up all the moderators like Chris, Koo, Gungshi, etc. Thank you, guys. AR Dan, have a good one. Neil Driscoll, Ronnie, Compost Murph, Mr. Leo G, Daz Sweets, Gregory Burke, Jabba, all the Dons and Donessas. Piggy loves you. Keep an eye out on the channel later on, guys. There'll be something coming. Ruben Amorim, come on. Na 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 na. Ruben Amorim, Amorim, Ruben Amorim, na 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 na. Ruben Amorim, Amorim, Ruben Amorim.